It has been years since I've been able to be excited about being a Fable fan, but finally we have gotten some gameplay with some actual really cool features on Playground Games' take on Fable, and I am so excited to talk about the 5 best things for me in the trailer. Number one is the general fun and charm of Fable. It is genuinely present. From the feel of the town and the world around you, to the characters and the quirky English British humour and demeanour, to even Colin the talking pig. Everything we'd seen so far kind of felt like a loose take on Fable, like, hey, maybe it's slightly inspired by the same ideas and general aesthetic. But this trailer, oh my god. Just the instant we got it, I know we're like expecting Fable, so your brain's already kind of going there, but the second we saw it, just little things like the detailing on the sword just instantly said, hey, this is Fable. And then we enter Silverbrook, and Silverbrook was the selling point for me. That place looks and feels how I would imagine and want a modern Fable to look and feel. It's magical and mystical and quirky and just feels right. It looks like somewhere I want to explore. It looks like somewhere that I would have wanted to explore when I played Fable 1, 2, or 3. There's not one single thing that I can quantify that says this looks like Fable, but it just feels right. There's many things that come together to just give you that feeling that this is a modern Fable. Number 2 is buying property, and this has always been a thing in Fable, and if any of you are returning and have been around for my last playthrough of Fable 3, I did a landlord run, which is one of the only ways to be a king, keep all your promises, and have enough money to defend against the darkness at the end of it all. So in the new Fable, they said you can buy everything, and they meant everything. And beyond that, they have added depth to this whole part of Fable. So we see them buy a bar, and you know, you've been able to buy businesses and things in previous Fables, and you can like adjust the price, you can make it high, low, whatever you like, and that affected your morality. Well, they've taken it a little step further. So in this one, not only can you adjust the prices, but you have purchased a business. You are now in charge of staffing that business and making those decisions. We literally see our protagonist in this gameplay trailer meet a man on the street who's begging for money, go and buy a business to impress a lady. He then hires that very same man to be a bartender in the pub, and that man's name in-game actually changes from homeless to bartender. Now, we don't know for sure if it's going to involve all the same stuff as previous Fables, because old Fables, you'd have decoration, maintenance, you know, your properties get damaged and worn down over time. So hopefully that's still in here, and you can, you know, especially in houses and stuff, you can maintain them and make them nicer houses and give them better furniture, and that then inherently increases their value. But you'd like to think that if they've added this depth into the business side of things, that they're going to retain the little bit of depth that used to be there with the rest of it. Adding on to that depth is the new relationship system. So this is one of those things that for me took Fable from being just a great RPG to being a world that I want to spend time in. Everyone who's played Fable has met at least one NPC at some point that they met and they went, yep, I'm going to wife you and I'm going to give you the life you deserve. I mean, I took my poor beggar wife and moved her into a beautiful house that was fully maintained with all the best furniture and all the best of everything, and then gave her thousands a month or a week or whatever the interval was to essentially pay for whatever she wanted. And that, again, huge part of Fable for me. The added depth here is that the new complex morality system is actually going to play a big role in relationships in Fable. So now, rather than just being, hey, I'm good or I'm bad and they all like you, there's going to be requirements and things they want to see in a potential romantic partner. So no more just walking up to someone and muscle posing half a dozen times and they just go, yes, I want to marry you. Just little things like someone might really want to marry an entrepreneur, so you are going to have to own some businesses, whereas someone else might not like that you're rich and flaunt your money, and then you're going to have to chill out a little bit to get them to actually consider you. Just imagine the hilarious stories that are going to come out of systems like this, like, I spent a week trying to woo a maiden only for her to divorce me and destroy our family because I chose to murder a talking pig. Number 4 is the mixed combat. Now, it's always been a thing in Fable that you're not tied down to one specific class, you kind of develop your own style as you go along, and you have ranged, you have melee, and you have will, which is the magic. And the new Fable is the same. You've got the same 3 options, but something about the fighting just felt really, really good. It looked really smooth. It looked almost natural. And I don't want to dive into it too much because I don't have the technical mind to describe why it looked so good. But there was something about it that just like the character looked natural doing it. So when they're flinging people up in the air and then changing to their sword, it just felt like the character knew what they were doing and it didn't look clunky and like you were just button mashing, even though that is very much what I'm going to do. Now, a lot of this might be that there is a developer sitting behind this controller that knows how to make it look pretty, and they are obviously trying to make it look pretty. So maybe it will look a bit different when it's me absolutely mashing the controller with my fat thumbs. But either way, it looked amazing to me, and honestly, it sold me hard on the idea of actually doing mixed magic, because before I pretty much always just use a sword. Last but certainly not least, with this being a reboot that is going to have its own story that is just based on the same founding lore, we don't know where the story's going to go. But holy, to see Jack of Blades pop up at the end of that gameplay trailer. For those who don't know, Jack of Blades is the big bad from the original Fable, and he was an ancient being that came over from the void with two others that formed the court, and this court were essentially the three that savaged Albion into submission. His lore goes that William Black, the original hero, damaged his body to the point of no repair, and Jack then took over another body with that mask you see, and then essentially kind of went into hiding, and he kind of faded into obscurity that no one really knew if he was still a thing, and some people actually considered Jack of Blades a hero. And then in the end of Fable 1, you end up seeing that he transforms into a big old dragon and you whoop his ass, so woohoo! Now, we have no idea if this lore will stay true in the new Albion, if there's going to be minor changes or anything like that, but it's just so cool to see such an iconic character from many of our childhoods come back and essentially get a revival and a new look with the new generation, like the new technology and stuff. This game's going to look amazing, and to see something that really grounds this as like, this is Fable, is to have such an iconic character come back and be reimagined with all the new technology and new graphics and everything. And that is my list of like the 5 best things from that gameplay trailer. And I know that that covers quite a lot of the stuff that was in the gameplay trailer, but honestly, Playground kind of smashed it out of the park with this one. So I hope you'll enjoy the video. I know it's a bit different for my channel, but hey, it's been a long time since Fable's been a thing, and I'm excited to be a Fable fan again and be able to be back into it. And so stick around for more videos, because there will be more Fable videos, and I cannot wait to dig in more. And for those of you out there that have already decided you're going to murder that sweet, sweet Colin the pig, reconsider your choices. I hope you do the right thing.